People, welcome to this video here where we'll be talking about the final thoughts about this full stack courier services application. This is application that we did in a series of 15 videos, and if you haven't gone through all those videos, I kindly urge you to go through them and then come into this video to see what I will be talking about. Now in this video I want to talk about very little things, and then this project will be over. And I omitted this with purpose or on purpose, and one of the things that I omitted is protecting our roots. So here, if you come here in your browser and then try and access the API, so you can just come here and try access the API. Remember, our API is running on port 3000, so you can just come here and then add API and then parcel or something like that. So if we try to access it, you can see that it prints all our data here, and this is very insecure. If you want even your application to go to production, this is very insecure and you need to protect your roots. And that's why in our video here, when we were building this backend here, we did middleware. This is a middleware here, and this middleware will help us to protect our roots here in these roots here. So like in our parcel here, we just protect them. And how do you use middleware? Middleware will serve as maybe in a scenario where, let me give you a short story. Maybe you had this party, and in that party they require you to have a ticket. So when you are attending the party, it is obvious that you find somebody who will be checking at your tickets before you proceed to the party. So this is what we call a middleware. A middleware is like that guard who will be checking for your ticket before you enter into the party. And if you know if you don't have that ticket, you won't be able to access the party. So that's how the routing or the protection of the route, I can explain that with that story that is. So this is the middleware that we built here, and what will happen if we protect our root, it means that this one will look at our headers and find a token with this key name here, and if there is no token, it will send this message here saying you are not authenticated. Remember, you are getting the token whenever you are logged in. So if you are not logged in, you can't have a token. And remember, this token is being signed in when it's being created, and it has stored some data that is coming from our user. So if you come here in our controllers here, and then user here, when the user is signing in, remember here, when the user is signing in, after comparing and everything, then the user will have to, actually it is above here. Let me check on it. So yeah, you can see after validation the user is signed in and everything happens here, and then after there we extract this data from our user that we have gotten from our database. Then there is a comparison of the password that was from the user form and the one that is coming from our database. Then here we create a token with this JWT.signin, and then we give that JWT sign-in user data. This is a user data here. You can see the user data that will be coming from the database. That is, so we give this sign-in this data that we are calling user, and then we sign with our key. Remember, our key is here in our .env, and then we give it the expires in 14 days. So now when you're trying to access the root, or you are trying to access the API, we should use this middleware so that it checks if you have this token in your header. So from our front end, we will be sending this token in our headers, and then this middleware will verify if this if this token is correct. Remember, we are verifying this token because we are using our key that we have stored in our backend, this one key here, and if the key is not correct, then it means that that token is not correct, or it is incorrect, and it won't be allowed to access the other route or the other API endpoints that you want to access. So that's all I wanted to show you. So now to use this middleware here, you just come here into your routes, and then what we'll do is just, let me, like this one here, let me add verify token here, like this one. This is for accessing all parcels, so you just do verify. So verify token here, verify token, just like that, and I think it should be correct, and we have protected this, so you can't be able to access this route if you have no token. Let's try. So if you come here and try to access the same route or endpoint, so you should see like it will ask you to, like, you don't have the token, so you can't access. So let me try again, because it as if it has not loaded. It is not, oh, it has not compiled. Okay, it has not compiled. So let me first of all run another terminal here. It has not compiled yet, so let me run as command here to compile. So let me try cmd. Let me open cmd and then access my folder that is in desktop, and then YouTube, and then this is in backend or in a Courier application here. Then try and get into backend, and then what we'll do now, we can do ts w, that is to compile. So now let it compile, and then we will see like how it will affect our getting our routes. So let me try again, so that we see what will be happening. So let me restart my server here in our backend. I think our server is here. Yeah, it is compiling, so let's see. So remember, each and every route that you want to access, now you can use this verify token, and this one make our code very reusable. And so you can add any endpoint that you want, that you don't want a person to access without this token. But remember, one of the things that you can't do, you can't add the verify token here or the middleware here, because remember, that person who is signing up, it doesn't require to have token in order to sign up, because that won't be very logic. It won't have a correct logic, and you won't, and also in signing. So this signing, you should not protect them, because this one person who is going on to hit this endpoint doesn't require to have token, because this is just authentication. And remember, when this user is signing in, that's when he will get or she will get the token. So after that, I think it has compiled. So if you come here in your browser and try to access again, you see message, you are not authenticated unless we give this token, this root here, a token, and this is the work of this middleware here. So let me now show you how to send this token using our front end. So you just come here, because that's the thing that you obviously do when you are creating production ready code or application. So let me first of all go in our front end here. So let me close this everything here, and now we can just go in our front end here and open our services, because that's where we'll be sending the request. I'll do for the one, and then you can proceed and do for the other. So let me open here up, and then services. Let's go and check here in our parcels here on this one here. And now I want to add this from where we are getting all parcels, like here, get parcels. Now I need to add a token. So let's let me first of all add, let me call it token, and this token will be coming from local storage. Remember, when a person is logged in, the token is stored in the local storage. So we do local storage dot get item, and then this item has a key of token, just like that, and then we just access it just like that. And then now another thing that we want now to add is headers. And to add headers, you see at the end of this root here, or this URL here, you just add another object. This is an object here, and now here you can specify the header that you want to. The headers, you can add headers. You see there is a auto completion, and then now from here you can use HTTP headers. You can see they are already suggesting for you here. So just enter, and then is a function. So this function, what it does, it accepts an argument of an object, and this object here now we can give it a key of token, and then a key of token, and then the value is this token here. And so let's see if it has imported for us. So this one is an instance. Actually, this is an instance. It is not a function like that. So we need to have this token here, just like that. And let me add quotation marks here. So you can see there's an error. So let me try token again. I think it should be correct by now. So let me try this. But first of all, I forgot that this one should add a string here just to type, and then from there now you can just come here in this new instance, and then it accept on this argument of an object. So what we'll do, we just give a key of token here, and then we just add this token, as simple as that. So now this route, when we are sending this request here to get the all parcels, now it means that we will be sending with these headers here, this token. So you can proceed and add this here, this token here, or these headers in other routes here, because that will be the convention. Or in that case, you can look for something that is called HTTP interceptors. You can just you can add that token. You can just send token using those HTTP interceptors. They will just check if you have token and everything. So that's all that I wanted to show you there. And now I think that's all I wanted to show you there as a one of the things that you should do, and you should keep be keen on. And another thing I want to urge you is to look on these background services. Yes, I know we build other projects using these background services, but I want you guys to just go deep and look at them, because I feel they are not heavily looked at with other videos and in other tutorials, and nobody even told me that these background services are very important until when I went to work on those bigger projects with companies and everything. That's when I knew like these background services are very important. So just take your time, go through this, understand the logic. If you're not understanding, know how to schedule tasks in Node.js, know how to check at things like here in a database, and now know how to schedule those tasks. And again, now everything there is okay. I don't think I have any other thing to add. What I feel is that this application, it is very long. It was a project that I took a very long time to just record and do, but hopefully it give you an insight of how to use Angular on front end with and backend using Node.js with Typescript and Mssql. This is a project that you can present anywhere and they can give you job, or they can see that you are serious. So if you haven't gone through the other videos, just go through them slowly or gradually, the way you can understand them, and eventually upload everything to GitHub. Remember, if you are stuck anywhere, I've just include the URL in our description, in every video description, so that you can go and check out my code and see where the problem you are getting, how I solved it, and everything. So another thing is you can just go through this front end here, my front end, and see how I structured that code. This is what I do normally in real world, and you see how Angular is good, and it is something that is solid, something that you can do a very big project. Because now remember, I have these modules here. I have these modules that is for user, admin, and authentication. So now let me say, or let me tell you that maybe this project becomes a very big project, and now we start hiring developers from anywhere in the world, or people who can work in teams. Remember, now I can give them these modules, and each team can work on their own modules. Like another one team, I can assign them a module for admin, another one I can assign them out, and the other one I can assign them user. Imagine how efficient it is, because I feel in libraries like React, it is very hard for them to do things like this. I think for React, if you mess a lot with code, but Angular gives you a very nice structure of folders and structure of code in order for you to scale in a very, very easy manner. So I think that's what I wanted to show you. Another thing that I wanted to add on is to look at these guards. Guards are very important because they are the same as I can say from my point of view, is that guards is like middleware in Node.js, because they help you to guard other routes. Because remember, if we don't have these guards, somebody can come here in your application, and even if they have not logged in, they can just type in URL and they can access. Like they can come here and add maybe something like user password, the other routes that we are having, or they can even try to access this route here for admin. They can just come here and try to access the side of admin here. And this is one of the things that are very important to production code, because you don't want your user to access this route that if they are not signed in. Because remember, we are using guard with we are checking for this guard, we are activating our routes using when we are checking at the token. So that's very important for you guys. So I want just you to go through that. Of course, we'll be using it in our upcoming project. So you can just go through and then wait for another project that will be coming very soon, and then we'll go through them. There's pipes. I like pipes because there's no need. They help us not to do a lot of requests to backend, and that I feel is efficient. It's very efficient for us to do things in that manner. So those I wanted to add here in our front end. So that's a very nice way of coding. Now I need you guys to adopt this file structure when you are coding. Just have backend and then background services and then front end, because they will help you, or they will just show you that you're somebody who is understanding the development side of these bigger projects, because we have separated our backend, background services, and front end, and now we can give even these two teams of developers. You can give the backend a team of developers, these background services a team of developers, and front end a team of developers. Normally what I see in YouTube and other tutorials that they don't emphasize much in these background services, and they are very important, especially for mini project, and I will just continue working on these background services because they are very essential, and you will need them more when you are maybe trying to code an application in real world, because they make your work very easy and they automate a lot of things. So after that, now I think this project, if you want to start maybe something like a business, you can start with this project. You only need to brush on some areas, and if you are a student and you want to build a project, I think this one you can go with it. You can just go and show you can add, you can just build it, and if it is a requirement for you to graduate, I think it will serve as well. And that's all that I wanted to add in this project. So that's my final thoughts here. I hope that you guys enjoyed the project. Next, we are having another project that I'm building right now, and I'm promising you that project will be amazing and you will love it. It will give you that sense of being a beginner or a junior developer to intermediate, or from intermediate to senior developer. That's what I'm focusing on the next project. So if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe in order for you to be notified when I will start uploading that project. So that project, again, that is upcoming, you can use it as a business idea. You can use it to sell to even companies, and you can use it even as a project for your school or everything that you want to do. And since I'm giving you that for free, I think it would be awesome for you to like this video and other videos that I will be producing. And I think that's all that I wanted to tell you there. So guys, see you in the next video. Have a great day and continue to work hard. Thank you guys.